Today on Lockdown Red Wings, we're going to recap that 46-save shutout by AKEX NEDELJKOVIC against his former team. And then we're also going to preview Saturday's matchup against the New York Rangers.
You're Locked On Red Wings, your daily podcast on the Detroit Red Wings. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome back to the Lockdown Red Wings podcast. We are your hosts, Brian Fisher and Scotty Bentley. Scotty also hosts over at Locked On Tigers. Thanks for making us your first listen every single day. Scotty, I got that cold open on the first take, which just goes to show how good of an episode this is about to be, coming off the heels. Like, we're literally recording right after that game finished. AKEX NEDELJKOVIC, 46-save shutout against his former team, the Carolina Hurricanes. Wow. Simply... wow.
Wow was right, baby. No, he was unreal. He was and you did get it in one take. Credit where credit's due. You did get it in one take. Yeah, he was unbelievable. And it's crazy because like the team wasn't, but like we got outplayed. We got absolutely outplayed and outclassed, and it just didn't matter.
That was a man that was valued for a third-round pick. Essentially, a third-round pick just shut you out in the third and final matchup between these two teams. You traded for Jonathan Bernier, UFA, and a third-round pick, and AKEX NEDELJKOVIC has a chip on his shoulder. Now, real talk. This team going forward next year, this is 2 times this month that AKEX NEDELJKOVIC has had to make 40-plus saves in a game to seal the win. Earlier this month against the Boston Bruins, he made 47 saves, a career high for him, to beat the Bruins. And then just last night, a 46-save shutout against his former team, the Carolina Hurricanes. Going forward, he should never have to face that many shots on a regular basis. But we're going to enjoy the hell of a performance that he put on tonight because he did everything right. He was everywhere. I mean, this man, this is something we saw out of AKEX NEDELJKOVIC all season long. Up until this recent stretch, he's kind of gotten back to his form late, and he once again tonight put the team on his shoulders. I know advanced analytics are going to show that he's not having as impressive of a season, even with the factor of him being on a worse team, just because, just analytically speaking. But this was one of those games that goes to show that this is what he can do. This is a man that can carry a franchise. Imagine AKEX NEDELJKOVIC, Scotty. Imagine AKEX NEDELJKOVIC with a better defense in front of him next year and an improved offense in front of him next year. I mean, you build your goaltender is one of the cornerstones of your team. I mean, that goes without saying. And AKEX NEDELJKOVIC has the makings of a guy who can be your starter and then also have Sebastian Cossa in the wing, waiting in the wing, developing. This is one of those games that reminds you, yeah, we're a rebuilding team, but holy crap, is there just hope right around the corner.
There is, man. No, there really is. Tonight was phenomenal. Tonight was absolutely sensational. And he's done, he hasn't done a 46 save shutout necessarily. I think somebody tweeted out that it was the second most saves in a shutout in Red Wings history.
It was Prashant Iyer. Yeah, he tweeted out right after the game ended. Most saves by a Red Wings netminder in a shutout. Number 1, Terry Sawchuk, 50 in 1959. Number 2, AKEX NEDELJKOVIC, 46 last night. I mean, that is amazing company to be in. Number 3 was Glenn Hall. And number 4, again, AKEX NEDELJKOVIC. So AKEX NEDELJKOVIC has 2 of the 5 highest shot totals in a shutout for a Red Wings netminder. And he's up there with guys like Sawchuk and Glenn Hall.
And he's rookie eligible this year.
Rookie eligible. And I know he's struggled of late, and so his statistics don't mirror this. And I was going back and forth with Jared Ellis, the host of Locked On Hurricanes, before the game. I was like, no, he's still the man, dude. Don't let the stats fool you. Like, he's still fully capable of putting this team on his shoulders and carrying them to victory. He's just playing behind a team that has a lot of holes and not giving him any support. And then I didn't tell him this part, but when you pile on the fact as well that he's playing his first full-length season as essentially the starter. It started off as a 1A, 1B situation, but as the season went on, he got more and more of the workload. The workload might be getting to him a little bit, but despite that, he's still able to go out there and make 46 saves against the first in Metropolitan Division, one of the top teams in the league, and shut them out. I mean, this is just Alex Nedeljkovic. This is peak Alex Nedeljkovic. This is what he is capable of. I mean, when you talk about goalies that have ceilings, Alex Nedeljkovic's ceiling is insane. It's insane.
It is, and it's wild. Again, we talk about it all the time, but our goalie situation went from no one in the entire organization at any level to first round goalie talent, starting goalie for Canada Juniors, like incredibly high ceiling, and a guy who was one of the best rookie goaltenders last year and is still rookie eligible.
Finalist.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Overnight, in like a 5-day stretch, went from no future at the goaltending position, really bleak, one of the more bleak goaltending situations in all of hockey, to okay, we now have two dudes at once that have very high ceilings, and Ned is here now, and Ned's the immediate one, and I can't wait for like in a few seasons from now when Ned is, late 20s and like really in his prime, and then Kosa's like first coming up, and it's just this like, dominant goalie now, future dominant goalie right behind him sitting in the wings kind of a thing. And but focusing on Ned specifically, I agree with everything you said. The ceiling is so high for the dude. And he did this tonight with a horrific defensive performance.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
horrific.
The shots against spell the whole story. I mean, he faced 46 shots. That tells a story that the defense wasn't able to stop zone entries. They weren't able to keep them to the outside.
Did you see him try to clear the puck?
You know how many times I saw Hronik get walked? I mean, it's
ridiculous.
And I'm going
to throw up. The inability to clear the puck was mind-boggling at times.
And this is the shot chart from tonight's game. The right side of the screen here is all of Carolina's shots in the game. They had a 4.82 expected goals in this game, and Nedeljkovic held them to 0 when they were supposed to score almost 5.
Their expected goals was almost 5.
Look at all those shots
from
inside the dots, from inside the circles, inside the slot. I mean, they were peppering Nedeljkovic the entire game, and he just stopped them all. And he made some incredible acrobatic saves. He made saves on initial shots. The rebound would come out to the opposite side. He'd lateral in time to get a piece of it and deflect it the other way. Yes, at times, luck did take a factor. He got a couple pucks off the post, some slap shots that missed the net. But, I mean, just look at that shot chart, Scotty. I mean, it's nothing but just the shots coming from everywhere in the zone. Meanwhile, the Red Wings don't even have a single shot from their left dot, it doesn't even look like.
Even talking about the offense, you look at this chart and you go, yo,
what did you just say?
Whoa, this was a 3-0 victory for the team on the left. Mythical.
Yeah, no. And we can talk about the Red Wings offense and what they were able to do on the second in the second segment, but this first segment we just had to dedicate to Alex Nedeljkovic, because the fact that he faced 46 shots and he was expected to give up almost 5 goals in this game, and he held them to 0 against his former team. I mean, again, it just speaks so highly of what he is capable of this season. 14 shots came in high danger scoring areas. He had 15 from medium danger and 12 from low danger. So he was quite literally getting shots from everywhere on the ice, and it didn't faze him. He was just, I don't know if he took some pre-workout before the game, maybe some athletic greens, maybe a Built Bar or two, but he was on one, man. He was just completely focused in, and I don't know how much, Scotty, I guess my question for you is, how much of it do you think it is that he was playing Carolina? Do you think that had a huge factor, or do you think that's just like us for pushing a narrative?
No, I think it absolutely holds weight. I don't think it's single-handedly caused it. We've seen him have amazing performances like this before. Obviously, you read the stat earlier. But I do think that it is – sorry. He just got thrown at the plate, didn't he? Unreal. Sorry, the Tiger game's going on while we're recording. I do think that it is it is something that pushed it a little bit. I don't think it's necessarily like, oh, everything had to do with this, because like I said, we've seen him stand on his head before. We know what
Against
he's
Boston
capable
earlier
of.
this month.
Right. But I definitely think that that it might have kicked him in the pants a little bit, sprinkled a little bit of extra motivation on there.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe so. I made the joke that maybe we're pushing this narrative that he really wanted to get that shutout against the Carolina Hurricanes. Well, maybe he himself is pushing that narrative by having that crazy of a performance against the
There you
Carolina
go.
Hurricanes. I mean, it is a great story, but in the end, regardless, I mean, he goes out there and gives 100% every single night. We see it out of him, even with the defense that he has in front of him. But could you make the argument that maybe he had a little bit extra motivation today? I think so.
I think so.
Got to talk to you guys today about Built Bar. If you haven't tried their puffs, then you're missing out, man. They are probably their best tasting protein bar. Puffs are the first ever protein-infused marshmallow. They're fluffy. They're marshmallowy. They're not just a protein bar. They are a treat, and they're covered in 100% real chocolate. Puffs are a fan favorite with some incredible flavors. Yummy cinnamony churro, coconut marshmallow, banana cream pie. So good. These are going to be your new favorite. All Built Bars are covered in 100% real chocolate, and that includes those puffs. Low calorie, high protein. Replace your candy bars with these. They are better. A typical candy bar can be anywhere from 200 to 300 calories. Go to Built.com and scroll down to the macros chart. You'll be blown away. High protein, low cal, high fiber, low carb. At Built.com, they are all about taste. They make it taste delicious first and figure out how to make it healthy. And I don't know how, but they just seem to pull it off every single time. So go to Built.com, use promo code LOCKED15 to get 15% off your order. Go to Built.com, use promo code LOCKED15 for 15% off at Built.com. I remembered it right at the very end. There's that little banner. All right, Scotty. Segment 2. Let's transition away from raving about AKEX NEDELJKOVIC, because there's another two guys I feel like need some loving in this game. That's Moritz Seider and Dylan Larkin. Moritz Seider
Larkin was unreal
in this game. Moritz Seider
was too.
had just furthered his campaign to be the Calder favorite. Bunting had 2 goals tonight. I don't know if you knew this. They told you about every single second on the broadcast.
Yeah.
But Moritz Seider scored the game-winning goal on the power play off a beautiful no-look, high IQ pass from Dylan Larkin. I mean, that's just what you expect from the guy. He's a point-per-game player for a reason. But Moritz Seider, I think it's fair to say that guy has a clutch factor to him. I mean, he's got 6 goals on the season, 4 of which are game-winning goals. Another stat given to us by Prashant Iyer, and I believe, let me double-check on this and go back to his tweet. I mean, he's as close as you're going to get when it comes to that accuracy on these stats. He says, 4 have been game-winning goals, which puts him at 10th amongst Red Wings rookies all time in game-winning goals. So he's already, as just a defenseman, in the top 10 for game-winning goals as a rookie. 4 out of his 6 goals. That's clutch factor, Scotty.
I would say so. That play was a beauty, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. That play was gorgeous. Larkin enters. Nice little. Oh, that was such a filthy play. And Seider with the finish. We were just talking yesterday about how, Seider and what he could improve on possibly, right? And it's just funny to me that finishing was like one of the things that we said, like, hey, maybe we could get better on this. Yeah, maybe he could improve on this. And then, like, here we are.
Yeah, he just finishes. He might not be very good at finishing, but he finishes at all the right times.
Right.
That sounds horrible. This is the hockey stat cards from tonight's game. And, I mean, it's about what you would expect.
Oh,
the team played zero defense in this game, and you had a handful of players that just had no positive impact. But
hey, look at that Danny DeKaiser game, man.
Look at that Danny DeKaiser.
That's nuts.
Game. Where even is he? I can't even see him on here.
He's the worst defensive impact on.
Oh, yeah. Now I see it when you say it that way. But look at that offensive impact.
He's got like one of the top 5 best offensive and individual impacts on the team. That's hilarious.
Yeah. But Adam Erne, Moritz Seider, Dylan Larkin, and Filip Zadina, and Mitchell Stevens are all in the top there when it comes to impact in this game. I don't know if you notice a trend there, but they're all people who registered points in this game. because nobody played defense. So the only way you're going to end up at the top of this list is by producing offensively. Adam Erne had a goal. Moritz Seider had a goal. Dylan Larkin had an assist. Filip Zadina had a goal. Mitchell Stevens had an assist. But yeah, Moritz Seider, huge offensive impact. He had the game-winning goal in this one. Adam Erne had a nice goal. He picked it off the side of the net, put it off to the other side of Antti Ranta. Filip Zadina, honestly, a little bit of a soft goal by Antti Ranta. It was through a screen, but far enough out. He probably should have gotten it. But good for Zadina. He got his 10th goal of the season.
Yeah. I'm blown away by this.
Yeah.
I'm blown away by this chart.
Guys,
this is mind-boggling.
For those listening, as I said, there's one player on the team who's a positive defensive impact on this game, and that was Joe Veleno, and just by a hair. Everyone else, I mean, again, they gave up 46 shots, so no duh. They all had negative defensive impacts. But there was plenty of players who had positive offensive impacts on it, and that makes sense considering the fact that they won 3-0, so they produced more offense.
But the offense wasn't even like that good.
Can we also talk? So Moritz Seider, it wasn't that good. They only had like 18 shots on net. I'm not trying to say it was, but I'm just saying that they had positive offensive impacts because they scored more goals than the Hurricanes.
Right, yeah.
Can we also talk about the fact that Moritz Seider's game-winning goal came on the power play against the best penalty kill in the league?
I mean,
what
the
is
setup
happening
by Larkin, man? Like the setup by the setup by Larkin was so ridiculous.
No,
how about the Adam Erne goal? It was nasty.
It was low-key nasty. I mean, he got into the inside on that Hurricanes defender, picked that puck off from the side of the net and just tucked it opposite side. It was a really nice goal from Adam Erne. And I can't remember who tweeted it out, but someone said when Adam Erne scored, it's like, oh, it's going to be this kind of game. We're like, Red Wings have no business winning. And let's be honest, Red Wings didn't have any business winning this game. I mean, it was just taking advantage of a few opportune times and then Alex Nedeljkovic. That's all it was. It goes back to being Alex Nedeljkovic.
All it was.
That's all it was.
All it was.
And yeah, Moritz Seider is your Calder favorite. That, by far.
He should win unanimously.
They did say it on the broadcast. They said probably your Calder winner. They even said that. Even talking about Michael Bunting, later they were like, and the game-winning goal is from Moritz Seider, who's, going to be, or no, he said the difference at this moment is Moritz Seider's goal is your Calder favorite for the season. I'm like, that's right. That you put respect on his name.
Speak on it.
Damn right. But yeah, it was just I'm excited and I'm really happy that they won this game. And I should be. We deserve this as Red Wings fans. Even if it might slightly impact the draft lottery and the Sharks might hopscotch us from to bump us down to 10. Enjoy this win against a good Carolina Hurricanes team, but also recognize that the Wings did not play well in this game. I mean, they got absolutely dominated. Where's evolving?
Bro, if you're losing sleep over the difference between like the 9th and 10th odds in the lottery, and you would give up that place, because there's obviously a huge difference between like 4 and 3 or 2 and 1 or whatever. If you're losing sleep over the difference between us having the 9th and 10th best odds, and you didn't want tonight to happen, like I don't know what to tell you, man. Just like have fun. Smile, relax, have some fun for a change.
This, Scotty, was the win probability in tonight's game.
Yeah,
before a goal
definitely
was even
pull this
scored.
up on YouTube if you're not, because this is hilarious.
Before a goal was even scored, the Carolina Hurricanes maintained a 75% win probability, and that's because in the game, Scotty, they had a 70% expected goals for percentage the entire game. I mean that they took 70% of the quality shot attempts in this game to the Red Wings' paltry 30%. And the only reason the Red Wings' win probability got higher and higher is because they were scoring goals. It wasn't because they were taking shots and out shooting their opponents. The Carolina Hurricanes maintained a win percentage of 75% until the Wings' first goal. I mean, all metrics.
That is a sight to behold.
That is a sight to behold. They, by all accounts, deserve to win this game, but as we all know, that's not how it necessarily works in hockey all the time, and one guy can put the team on his back. Here's another one for you. Here's the Corsi chart as the game went on, and this even with the, let me zoom in on that one. This one's from Natural Stat Trick. Even with the Red Wings goals, the Corsi chart never dipped towards the Red Wings side. It was just a constant going up towards Carolina's end.
That's so remarkable.
by the end of the game, the Carolina Hurricanes had a positive of 40% Corsi 4 over the Red Wings in this game. 70% Corsi 4 percentage. It just goes to show again, and I keep saying it, but Red Wings had no business winning this game. But Alex Nedeljkovic, man, he is him. Absolutely. Just fun game. Whew, man, I'm gassed. If you had put some money on Alex Nedeljkovic getting a shutout in this game, then you probably won big with BetOnline.net.
You'd have made some moolah.
Some moolah. BetOnline.net is your number one source for all your betting stats and sports info. Find all the latest sports developments, league reviews, and news, including this year's basketball playoffs and the start of the Major League Baseball season. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sport wagering information, from live betting to playoffs, esports, and more. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends and action. BetOnline, where the game starts. All right, Scotty, segment 3, Lockdown Red Wings podcast. Do you have any final thoughts you want to mention on this game before we transition into a preview?
And that is him, man. That's really it.
I am happy for Filip Zadina, too. I kind of glossed over that. It was a soft goal by Antti Raanta. I won't deny that, but I'm just happy Filip Zadina was able to get a puck into the net and just help him build that confidence.
It wasn't a bad shot.
No, it wasn't a bad shot. I mean, he cut to the middle, had two defensemen in front of him, took a shot through a screen. It was a softie because it was a bit of a knuckle puck, and the screen
was a softie. Yes, I'm not saying that, but I don't. It wasn't like a total gimme. Like it was decently placed.
It was a good. It was a good use of his, like, it was a, he took that shot at the right time is what I'm trying to say. Like, he purposely cut to the middle and took a shot through a screen. That's a high hockey IQ move. It's just that it was so far out and the shot kind of just knuckled that I still feel Antti Raanta should have made that save. I think it got marked down as a low danger shot for Antti Raanta. So that's why I called it a softie, but I'm just glad because I'm far from giving up on Filip Zadina yet. I'm frustrated with him, yes, but I still haven't given up on him.
We could do a whole off-season thing about all those numbers you were going over the other night. We could do a whole show over the off-season.
I was getting into it. He is so, relative to his teammates, he is a positive impact on the ice, and his expected goals are like 5 more than he has, and that speaks to, poor shot selection. We'll get into it. We can
do a whole show, man. We can do for the Tigers last offseason, I did the Harold Castro episode because he's such an anomaly in a lot of ways and shouldn't be good, but is okay.
You got 450 batting average again so far this season. But we don't got to get into Tigers.
But yeah, Zadina, that would be a good show. We should do that this offseason.
So the Detroit Red Wings on Saturday are going to play the New York Rangers for I believe the final time this season. Let me double check on that one. But it should be Greiss in that. Yeah, that's a good point because they're going to New York, and last time these two teams played,
he has never even come close to losing in New York. No. He's the king of Madison Square Garden.
Let me double check on that game too because I have the box scores up. I want to see how many saves he made in that game because he played phenomenal in that.
Yeah, that was an unreal game.
Yeah, he made 37 saves in that game. Another game where the Red Wings gave up a lot of shots.
I think he's 4-0 in Madison Square Garden in his career and 6-0-1 against the Rangers in his career or something ridiculous.
So the Rangers are a really freaking good team as well. You absolutely cannot
sleep on them. Great goaltending over there too, man. Goodness.
Igor Shesterkin is going to win the Vezina. Yeah, he might get hard votes. He's filthy. He is disgusting. But they're second in the Metropolitan Division, just behind the Carolina Hurricanes. They have a top 10 power play and a top 10 top 10 penalty kill. They're a team you just absolutely can't sleep on. But you're going to New York, going to put Greiss in net, who historically has been fantastic, and you've played hard against the New York Rangers in both your matchups so far against them this season. Both of which went to shootout, and the other one went to overtime, which you lost at LCA. That one. Mm-hmm. So. I mean, you just got an incredible ball rolling against the Carolina Hurricanes. Go to New York, keep it going. You know you can compete against this team. Just keep it going.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And again, I don't care about moving down from 9 to 10 in lotto odds. I'm sorry, I don't. if we were closer to that top 5 range, I would be with people that were like, we need to lose. The difference between the 0.5% or the 3% between 9 and 10 is not enough incentive for me to like go out there and try to lose games when we have kids that we're trying to teach how to win. So like I'm all for just trying to get a dub, A, and B, I at this point I really want Grice to be out there just for the narrative. I just want to see him continue to dominate the New York Rangers.
Oh, it'd be beautiful. I don't even care if he's going to be UFA at the end of the season. Just, I'm still rooting for Grice. I want him to still play well. Like, let's go.
Of course,
Let's do it.
Of course.
I got a question for you, Scotty, because you may have noticed a couple minutes ago, I kind of paused in my sentence and was reading. I was reading somebody replied to one of my tweets. John Hansen on Twitter replied to us, and he said, "Didn't one of you call those stats exactly on last night's show? 46 saves with a shutty." So in our preview, did you? Because I don't think it was me. I think it might have been you calling.
Well, I definitely gave. I feel like I said 47. I can pull our episode up right now though and try to find it really quick.
You said revenge game. I remember that, and that definitely.
No, I did. I definitely said revenge game, and I definitely gave a total as well. But I feel like I said 47.
Interesting. Do you know exactly where to go? You're going to be scrubbing.
Yeah. We have to. I said, like, part of me just really wants Ned to go out there and have like a. Just not show up at all, but it not matter. Like,
one of those 47 save games.
Yeah, I want a Ned 46-piece shutty.
Let's go! Are you serious?
Let's go! Let's go! Wait, I played it again. I want like the defense just not show up at all, but it not matter.
Like, one of those 47 save games.
Yeah, I want a Ned 46-piece shutty.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he's
bang bang baby.
Scotty just went full Oracle mode.
You said it. You said I lost it though.
No, apparently not.
Apparently not.
You stopped calling for them.
Yeah.
But apparently you're still Oracle even when you don't want. Are you kidding me? That is insane. Nice. What are the chances? You got to clip that and you got to post it.
Yeah, I'll do it right when we're done with this episode.
That is incredible. What an incredible. Okay, back. How do I even get back on track? Anyways, where do we go from here with the New York Rangers? What to win this game, to keep the ball rolling? What needs to happen?
I mean, honestly, I'm going to be completely buck. I think the only way we're winning games the rest of the year is with ridiculous goalie performances. This defense is cooked.
They're tired, man. They're worn out.
Sizzle, cooked. Like it's not going to hold up to the standard to win a lot of games from here on out. I have faith. I think most of us have faith that the offense is going to be pretty solid, but I mean, it's really at this point just all going to come down to how much can the goalie every night put the team on his back.
Yeah, and I mean, you have a fairly good chance with Grice in New York, but I mean, you're right. I mean, you're 100% spot on, Scotty. This defense, I don't really, outside of Moritz Seider and Mark Stahl being a consistent good depth defenseman in the back end, I don't really expect much else out of the defense. And I hate to say that, but I mean, you're just right. It's going to be goalie performances. Goalies keeping you in the game, giving you a chance to win. That's the only way you're going to do it, because the team also doesn't put up a lot of goals either at this point. Two they're averaging right now. They scored 3 last night against the Hurricanes, but that was the outlier recently.
That is an outlier too, considering how well we actually played.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're spot on. I got to completely agree with you. I don't really have like an X factor for this game. It's just got to be good goaltending and taking it, again, like last night, taking advantage of your opportunities to score. You got to put them in the back of the net, which is very no-duh thing to say, but that's how you win hockey games, right?
It's true. Got to get pucks deep, man. And we certainly didn't last night, yet here we are. So,
final time for the week. Let's do a tankathon spin.
Let's do it.
1, 10, 2, 9, 3, 9, 4, 2, 5, 10, 6, 9, 7, 10. It happens every time. 8, 9, 10, 9, 11, 9. I lost track there for a second. 12, 2. Oh my God. 13, 10. 14, 2. 15, 2. 16, 9. 17, 9. 18, 2.
This is ridiculous.
19,
We're screwing it
9.
up.
29, or 2010 rather. 21, 10. 22, 1. We got what, 4 second overall picks there?
Yeah, 4 or 5. Goodness.
Let's move up in this draft, man. I don't even care if we don't get number 1. Let's just move up because we just never move up in the draft.
Give me a top 3. Give me a top 3.
Let's just do it. Come on now. All right. So, man, that was a fun game to watch. Fun
It
for
was a
Ned.
very fun game to watch.
We had one really exciting goal and then Ned just the entire game. That
Yep.
was incredible.
The last 2 minutes were electric. I was standing
Absolutely.
up.
Yeah, I just want to point out again, guys, that not a single player on this team had an expected goals for percentage over 50. There was not a single player on this team that was outproducing any individual player on the Carolina Hurricanes.
And we won 3-0.
And we won 3-0 on the back of an AKEX NEDELJKOVIC 46 save shutout that Scotty apparently called.
I'm like that.
He's like that. Want to thank you guys for making us your first listen every single day. Now make your second listen Locked On Fantasy Hockey, hosted by Flip Livingstone and Steel Roden. They want to help you become the expert of your fantasy league. It's free and available wherever you get your podcast. Scotty and I will be back with you guys on Monday to recap this game against the New York Rangers happening on Saturday night in Madison Square Garden. Same time, same place. It's your team.
BetOnline.
Every day.
Every day.
You're ridiculous.